Garlinghouse is the CEO of the cryptocurrency developer Ripple. Ripple's XRP token has surged more than 500% this year. Brad, nice to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
First of all, just tell people what exactly Ripple does, because it's not just the currency, also you're very involved in blockchain.
Absolutely. So Ripple sells a blockchain technology to banks and payment providers and other financial institutions to do real-time settlement between banks. So today, if Morgan wanted to send $10,000 to London right now, the fastest way for her to do that is to drive to Newark or JFK and fly it there. Our view is, in a world of the internet, you can stream video from the space station, you should be able to do real-time settle between banks, and we sell a technology to banks to do that.
And the banks are getting on board with this? Because I know there's a lot of paper pushing and also a lot of money attached to those settlements.
For sure. So we have over 100 banks working with Ripple today around the world. I think the vast majority of banks, like 99.9% of banks, actually are paying other banks, the kind of the global money center banks like JP Morgan or Citibank, to make those settlements.
Good evening, 7:09 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, here on this Monday, September 12th, 2022, here in the great state of Michigan. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and as you're seeing right in front of you is what I'm prophesizing. Assuming that this uptrending support, which I would prefer this to break down just so we can get on with this, but since we're holding this right here, we seem to have made a weird W. Gartley reversal here, which is very weak, but it's holding the 20-day over here. And as long as we stay on top of that and this trend line at 35.30 approximately, it, to me, seems like it's built to make that head formation. It looks like it could make a head formation up there. Now, I will caution you, if this can break this and then back test here on the 200-day, you could have some kind of formation come down like this, but sometimes you have to look at, does it make more sense for it to break down here? Or does it make more sense for it to kind of bounce and lollygag, finish off this pattern formation here and then come back down? It almost feels like, to me, like it doesn't seem like this would be the reasonable solution here. We still need to come back and back test this broken pattern, and if you run this through, it might actually give us a better area, because we could say, oh, we might have to come up here to like 37.68 or possibly all the way up as high as I drew it. But this head formation, assuming it does break up, that's what I'm fearing could happen. Now, it's all going to depend on these next few hours. Obviously, this candle here going into 8 o'clock is very big. So, if XRP continues on this little run, that's what you would anticipate seeing. Since we did break down, but we haven't officially back tested anything. In fact, we've held this 1, 2, 3, 4, a bunch of times. So now even this small little flag that could have been created here, we're going to have to see exactly how this wants to play out. This could be playing out as a hammer candle, so we don't know. But we're about to find out here. We're about to find out. I would greatly appreciate if you hit that like button as you're watching this video. That really does help push me through the analytics. Also, subscribe to the channel if you're new or returning, as we're getting closer and closer to 14,000 subscribers. We're at 13,488, which is awesome. I'm absolutely blown away each and every day, just the amount of people that follow. Makes my day, makes this possible. But just pay attention, because this very well could be creating one big left shoulder here that comes up and then wants to finish out this pattern. It almost makes me feel like when you look at a pattern full out and you build it yourself, does that seem more likely, or does this seem more likely that it's just going to roll? I don't know. It seems more likely like we might have to finish a head formation here. I hope not. I hope this just breaks through the 200-day and pushes down. Just because, and when I say hope, it's because I've started building my position. I have 2,500 plus XRP. But the majority of my position has to be bought much lower than it is now. Much lower than it is now. Bought some at 29.5, some at 32 cents. But it's got to be much lower. And there's a big plan with XRP. If you're watching my station, don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere yet. Don't leave before you see this whole process through. There's a lot of money to be made, but there's even more to be lost. And what I mean is if you lose your life savings right now trying to get in and you're buying and selling, when you buy crypto, you're not buying to sell it. Unless you're leverage trading or doing some other nonsense that, to me, it's fun. But at the end of the day, if you don't have money to be doing that, or if you haven't built your portfolio to a position you want, or you don't have enough money to even buy what you need, but you're still willing to gamble on leverage trading, I would stop that immediately. The whole point is we're trying to buy a position that we can hold and be able to build with over time. We couldn't do that when the market was at $1.66, but we sure as hell can now that it's 80% cheaper and we can find our strategic spots. So right now the key for crypto is the DXY. If you look at it in the 30-minute time frame, we came all the way down to this uptrending support. I talked about this, and I even said that this would give crypto the chance to pump. That's exactly what it's done. Now we're going to have to hold this support again here because we broke out, hit, up. Now we're hitting the 20-day. Now if we can bounce out here, this is where we've hit our support. Now the problem is if we want to come down and do this again in the bigger time frames. So down, hit, back up. Now is it going to want to show a support before it comes back up? This is your key area. If we hold this uptrend, crypto cannot continue pumping much higher. If this breaks down, because you can already see a very strong, and I'm going to preface this, and this is why I think crypto still can go up another layer. We've got a big cross here. This divergence is nowhere near complete, and this looks like, now that we're rounding the top, so I'm saying be very careful in a short position here when it comes to crypto, because there's a distinct possibility here that we're going to break this down on a bearish continuation here. And something that we've talked about with the DXY, you get something like this and then all of a sudden you have something like this and it has to come down and reform. It can happen, but this is where you give crypto the opportunity to start pumping here a little bit, and that's why we have, because the DXY is falling down a little bit here. Do I expect this to continue? Absolutely not. But what I've said and I'll continue to say is crypto still got a little bit of time, because this could absolutely do this, because it's going to take some time for this to finish playing through. And it can even come down a little bit farther, because there was another angle that I was playing as well. I can't keep everything up until it becomes official. Because I was saying, what if it was just an anomaly that it came through down here, and then we used back here from June 16th, we've got here at June 28th, we've got here at August 1st, and then here it came down, but it quickly pulled back up. So it is possible that these levels here at 106.60 or 106.20 can still get hit, but I would actually feel better not doing it like that, because we've already got this showing for us. So now that we've fallen past a bunch of levels, this is the next logical target here, ladies and gentlemen, right there. So 106.20 is likely, if we fall below, and this is how it's beautiful to build a pattern, ladies and gentlemen, and stick with me, and I'm going to show you how DXY correlates with crypto every single day, so that you cannot be fooled by some jabroni on YouTube who's trying to fluff you so that they might be able to get a few more views. If I don't get no views, what? I don't fucking care. If you don't want to come watch me, that's fine. I'm doing this for historical data. I'll survive. I'm going to watch this back myself, and I'm going to learn, because I watch every single update as if I'm watching somebody else. So if we break this uptrending support on the DXY, which is at about 107.74, but right here it's at about 107.614, then it gives us a clear opportunity to come back down here to 106.202, and you can see how we created this ascending triangle, and it's the big bull flag here. Well, not a bull flag, but an ascending triangle, which is a bearish reversal at the top, unfortunately. If we don't maintain this, look at how we're on top of it, though. We can absolutely maintain the top of this, and we won't have to come down here. So let's see if we can hold 107.65 roughly. If not, it looks like we're going to have a painful drop down to 106.108. Either way, it just might lead credence to the fact that I might not be so crazy seeing XRP coming up here to create a head. At minimum. Because now that we've come back in here, what are we really doing here? We've broke back up, and I'm not afraid to say this. I keep saying it. Just need people to, hopefully you're listening. It's come up. It's holding all of this. Right now, the 50 and the 100 are in the wrong spot. So basically we want the red line to be top side. That's the 200 day and the exponential moving averages. The 100 below it. The 50 below that. And the 20 below that. The 200 is going to have to be at the bottom, which is the blue line. The 100, which is that light blue, is going to have to be above the dark blue. And then the orange, and then the red. That's how we're going to know this pattern's over, because it's a bunch of technical traders, ladies and gentlemen. And when you deal with technical traders who don't understand how to actually draw a chart themselves with no fault of their own, they're just trying to see a pattern formation, which I understand, so you can see what's up instead of what's down. So you actually understand. Like if you were in a pool, even if you're not a good swimmer, wouldn't you prefer to be swimming towards the light and not towards the fucking the bottom of the ocean? If you're swimming down, you got no chance. At least if you're swimming up, you've got a chance. That's how I feel about crypto. As long as you understand what you're doing, you have a chance. Now, they could flip a switch. They could inject some volume. They could completely flip on quantitative easing or go back to easing instead of tightening, even though we're not doing a good job. They could not do a 75 base point rate hike, and they could say, oh shit, we're flipping our switch. We're flipping our gears here. Something could happen, but until that variable happens, play the pattern. For XRP, it's this simple, ladies and gentlemen. We make the pattern bigger, we make it smaller, but at the end of the day, we haven't done anything. We haven't broke outside of this true pattern formation. Zero. Because if you come here through the 5.5 year trend line, it comes through here in the bear flag. So we have not even done anything. All we have to do is re-verify at 38.42, and this is a fully expected move. When you don't break this 5.5 year uptrend, you can't get down to the lower levels. It's that simple. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Hit that motherfucking like button so you can continue to be enlightened. Or don't, and continue to not know what the fuck's going on with your money and miss out on the biggest transformation of wealth in the history of this world. And XRP's at the front of it, ladies and gentlemen. Get with that. Or don't. I don't give a fuck. XRP Future Millionaire. Hit that like button. If you want to trade like me, all you have to do is go to my past videos. And let's see. Talked about the SEC first Ripple, what they were talking about. And let's see. You go into the video description, and then you can come down here, join Tom's Army, which is, I'm in dire need of members of Tom's Army. Show that support, $9.99 a month. Helps me keep this content free. And it'll allow me to continue to have the time to put this content out as much as I do. As I'm expanding the way I put my content out as well, as you noticed. PayPal, Cash App, Venmo. But if you want to trade like me on Bitget, no VPN, and right now, take advantage of this with XRP. If you buy XRP on Bitget, and this is the main reason I would switch to Bitget, not all of your funds, not everything, but if you buy XRP, buy it on Bitget, and I'll prove to you that I have some XRP because it's on my Bitget, since I'm here. XRP, so let me go to my assets, spot. I have 2,541 XRP. I made about, I don't know what it was, 20 or about 18 when I was showing you guys the staking that was on here. So now if I have these, I can send them back to Uphold. I sent some here and then bought another 1,200 plus or 1,300 when I did the staking with everybody, because we got 43% and it was a quick, but that's throughout the whole year, so you have to break it down appropriately. So you buy it here, but if you buy XRP here right now, the cool thing is there's no spot fees. So buy XRP here and send it to, then you send it over, ladies and gentlemen. Then you send it over to Uphold. It's that simple. And everybody's like, do you trust Bitget? Well, I trust it enough to have, just so everybody can see before I leave. I trust it enough to have $4,625 on here with $900 in crypto and then another $3,700 to the side. Stay blessed, everybody.